isn't just a visual problem. It can actually negatively impact your overall mental health.
In fact, research from UCLA shows people who view their home as messy experience spikes in cortisol levels throughout the day. So what can you do to declutter and de-stress? Katie Wells is here with some tips to help us. She is a declutter expert and author of the new book, Making Home Your Happy Place, a real-life guide to decluttering without the overwhelm. You are speaking like to my, we were just talking about that. I cannot come home to a cluttered space. You actually say that clutter can trigger a fight or flight response. Explain that.
Yeah, so our brains are wired to crave order and peace, and clutter is chaos. It's the opposite of that. So when we're in environments that are cluttered, our brain feels like a low-grade threat. So that can come out as stress, difficulty concentrating, anxiousness, low patience. I tend to be a little bit triggered when I'm in cluttered environments.
So true.
And that's not just, that's universal. It can impact families and parents alike.
I love that. So in your book, you break it down for folks. You have a method to help us declutter. What is it?
Yes, DASH is one of my favorite methods. You can use it for any room in the home. So it's an acronym. So it's declutter, assess, systems, and habits. So clutter is the number one thing that in our home that makes it harder to manage. So we always start by decluttering first. I know it's really tempting
just
to
get
organize and clean. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do a full marathon. I mean, even 5-10 minutes is going to be helpful. Then we assess what's left. Here's where bins, labels, hooks can be really helpful, and make sure everything has a really clear, intentional home. Then we head into systems, which is really a repeatable process that's going to help maintain the organization we just created through those first two steps. This can be like coming home, with the kids from school and having a post-school routine. Backpacks here, coats on the hook, instead of it landing everywhere you don't want it to land. And finally, we wrap up with habits. So habits are the small actions that make up a system. One of my favorites personally, and I teach everyone in my family this, is only handle it once. So instead of dumping stuff, again, where you don't belong, try to handle it, put it away the first time when you're moving throughout your home. And even if you only do it 30 or 40% of the time, it's gonna save you so much time on the back end, and it's gonna help create that more peaceful, tidier home. And again, you'll feel better in that space too.
Oh, I like that.
That's a life lesson, honestly.
Only do it once.
If we're honest. It's funny, I admit, while I am not a fan of clutter, I have one place in my house that has just like collected the clutter. Where do we start if it just feels too overwhelming to even look at?
Yeah, I think starting on a surface level tends to be a really good spot, because when we see a space that's cluttered every day and then we even make progress on it, it's going to give that instant visual boost to our brain, and we're going to feel physiological better, and that helps create that momentum to keep going because you feel good. So even again, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there can really make a big impact.
You talked about systems and habits with kids. What are your top tips to get them into that mindset of cleaning up after themselves without being told like 8 billion times?
Yeah, I wish Mary Poppins magic was real and we could just snap our fingers. There's a lot of creative ways we can onboard family. I think depending on their age, ongoing conversations. Remember that this is a life skill, and it takes consistency, it takes modeling. We have to do the things we're asking our kids to do, and really simple things like designing the environment to support them and make it easy for them to put away. So bins, labels, hooks, again, all those really simple things can make a big difference.
I can't help but just think about those of us who are coming home after a 10-hour day and we're just like tired. Or I think about single parents who are working 2 and 3 jobs. Like, what about families who say they just don't have the time to clean?
Yeah, I know. We're all so busy. So I think sometimes our brain tricks us into thinking we need massive weekends or 6-hour time slots. It's not true. Small moments matter. Even just resetting the space back to baseline tidiness, a few minutes of decluttering, all of that adds up, compounds. And again, you get time, energy back, your space feels better, and you feel better.
You know what, we put on like some music, and honestly, you said 10, 15 minutes. Really, you can accomplish a lot in like 5 or 10 minutes even, like in a space, right? So music helps.
Wells, the declutter gospel that we all need.
Right?
I am a subscriber. Thank you so much, Katie. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Keep it right here, folks. Much more news straight ahead. You are watching NBC News Daily.